what's going on. You know what's going down. You know what's going down. All right.
Oh, we on?
Yep, I think
we on? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I want to try something new tonight. I thought about this earlier. I just want to try it. First off, welcome to CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans. Damn it. If I can do this right, if I can get my... In this corner, we have my co-host, Lee, CLTFC Fan TV Hannibal. And, oh, damn it, that's the hard part. In this, that corner, that... Anyway, down here we got Andresen, the best parks and recreation soccer coaches in all of Belmont, North Carolina.
That's right.
Colorado River, holding down that whole area. People from Gastonia were trying to come in and get on the territory like, no, man, we got it on lock. And there we go. I can finally do it. In this corner, Jorge Top Ben 90 Gonzalez.
Woo! Excited to be here, boys. Excited to be.
Seriously, man. That was my brain a little bit.
That was awesome, JT.
Well, we want the energy. We want it because, man, I am stoked about this last game.
That's right.
Yeah,
it was good. It was a good game. So before we get going, we got this awesome giveaway, right? So the giveaway tonight is a picture of Ben Bender. Thanks to our pal Adam. This is the shot of what you could win. So in order to get entered into that, you have to hit hashtag Bender to enter. So if you put hashtag Bender into the comments, you will be automatically entered. And at the end of the show, we'll do the giveaway. With that being said, man, what y'all do Saturday? I know what I saw. I saw us beat the Red Bulls, man.
We got some revenge. It was great.
We did. So, Andreas and Mike, man, what you think of the game?
I'll tell you, I haven't had the opportunity to watch all the games. I've probably watched about half a dozen so far, but I just watching them play, I felt like there was just really kind of a renewed kind of energy, and I liked how they seemed patient, but at the same time, they went forward when they could and do the things they needed to do, which was good. I think they also, I just liked how they played around the box. I really liked that a lot. They would play it in the box, out to the corner, cross it in, things like that. They weren't just playing a ton of long balls, which I really like to see. And I just like the whole energy and the vibe as we were there too. So I think the team was ready for a new coach and a whole new journey.
100%. JT, man, what you think of the game?
Hey, I think you heard it earlier. The feeling of it. Well, you didn't know what was coming.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I think it should be good. And also with a lot of our players, some key players out, to have us come out like that and just the flow of it. I remember just listening to the fans, when I was doing the edit of the video, the fan reactions. Just, it wasn't the stop. You almost felt like before it was like, I'm going to stop and think about this, and then I'm going to do this. It just seemed like almost like a river turned up. It wasn't just going like this. It was like, let's go. And it should have been 4-0. It should have been 5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So with that being said, I just want to say hello to the shipping department. We love the shipping department on the show. We could not be where we are without the shipping department, and the shipping department is number one in my eyes. So with that being said, Jorge, man, what did you think of the game, man?
I think it was the first 10 to 15 minutes we looked a little shaky. I mean, Red Bull came, the press, they came to, play that very tough football that Red Bulls is known for, right? But then after that, man, we completely dominated that game. Mm-hmm. I think this was probably the game I was most comfortable with. Like, I didn't think, okay, like there could be a point where we could they could tie the game up. The only time I thought about that was the subs that Latanzio made in the second half, which I thought were interesting. But, I mean, it turned out it worked out for him. The person that gave the pass to Derek Jones was Sergio Ruiz, two of the subs that he made. And I think we had a great game, man. given the fact that we were missing our DP, our young DP didn't play, our U22 initiative players didn't play, our captain didn't play. And for us to be able to dominate a team like New York Red Bulls, one of the best teams, one of the best away teams in MLS, lets you know that these boys are
Away?
hungry. You saw Ben Bender.
That's what Bender did.
I want to say the word. I mean, just from again, me representing the fan that does not have nearly the knowledge that Lee or Jorge has. Looking up at the scoreboard, it was easy to see possession, because they have all the little monitors on all the players. And during the whole game, to see we were in the 66, 67, 68, like by the 50th, just to watch it the whole time, never go like to 50, 40 or whatever it would be. But it was like 60 to 38, 62, 30, whatever it was the whole time. And I was like, man, we are control. You could see it on the pitch, but then to look up and actually see the literal data of how long we've had the ball, I was like, we are dominating. Like Jorge just said, we were dominating that game.
Yeah. So JT, in the first 10 minutes, Red Bulls actually had 74% possession on us. By the 36th minute, we had flipped the script and we were up to 70%. So that right there was a good show of the night and day between the first 10 minutes and the rest of the game.
Do you think that was just, all of y'all, do y'all think that was just us, first time really getting out there in real game
I think
conditions?
it's probably nerves as well, right? New coach, the players are trying to shake that Miggy bullshit off of their back, right? And they're just trying. And, some of those players, like we had mentioned, like Walks, for instance, he hasn't started and played in a while for us. So, he looked a little shaky at the beginning. But I think after that first 10, 15 minutes, we kind of just settled down and played our game, man. And so, good to see. I was excited. I'm hoping it carries over. And, we'll see what happens. But, man, it was good to see, like, the guys playing with freedom, taking on players like, Mackenzie Gaines was taking on the defenders, was having crosses in the box, man. It was just, to me, it was a completely different team.
Yeah.
So I watched the press conference again today with our coach, and one of the things he said that was interesting, and I'll piggyback a little bit on what Jorge said. He was talking about kind of the subs that had come in, and he said everybody has to contribute in a real specific way. And he wants his players to believe that they all have a spot and they all can do something and they can all contribute. And he said how that second goal was really the ultimate team goal because it came from guys off the bench and they're the ones who started and finished it. So you can kind of see that, when you get that kind of freedom and you start to build that culture, although it's the first game, things like that, it's really, really contagious and it's just going to carry forward.
Yeah, that's pretty sure Ronaldo held a clinic and wanted to practice for the teams. Yeah, it's night and day. Jorge, man, just in practice, man, has it been like? What have you seen that's different?
I think, like Mackenzie Gaines said today, the intensity that the players play with is a little bit different from what I was told. A lot of the things that Mar worked on with just playing from the back and having that possession from the back. Some of the things that it seems like are changing are like they're practicing things in the final third, right? Being more compact defensively as well. And we noticed some of those changes in the game. Like if you saw some of the set pieces that we took, they were a little bit more designed. And we were getting at the end of a lot of corner kicks, which is something that I've been crying about for the last couple of games as well. We seem to be ineffective with our corners. And so you could those are just some small noticeable changes that you're starting to see in this Lattanzio team.
100%, man. I'm excited, man. This is what I've been wanting to see all season. Is this team play like this, right? We knew that they had the talent on the field, and like everybody's saying, man, everybody's Gaines getting some love, right? They did. He just his speed, man, was it was killing him. Yeah. It was killing him, man. So go ahead, Andres. Mike, what you got to throw in there?
Yeah, no, what I was to say was I think what's fortunate for us in this situation to be able to kind of judge this is the fact that we did play them in the Open Cup, right? And we played them in the Open Cup with the Mars style, and now we have the Lattanzio style. And I remember watching that game in the Open Cup, and I was like, God, we are just completely outclassed. It felt like we were just never in that game. And then to see the transformation in this game, they were playing like this weight had lifted off their shoulders. It was like a completely different team. It felt like they were having more fun, right?
And they were so juiced. Going from that really nice private school soccer pitch, whatever that they played.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not even going to say it was collegiate. I'm going to say it's like, hey, man, this is a nice place for 8,000 kids. Or I don't know. But nonetheless, that to Bank of America Stadium, we hadn't had a game in so long, and everyone was just psyched for the whole thing. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was really good, man. I'm just excited, right? Like everybody's hit on it, right? And we all saw it, right? The weight was lifted off the shoulders. They were allow more freedom. I'm going to kind of disagree with you a little bit, Jorge. I think the subs that he put in was right on par, man. I think, right, it was hot out there. Some of the players he had even mentioned before, that, when they played the Red Bulls up north, that, they were kind of at the end of it, they were, the Red Bulls were kind of getting tired and that sort of stuff. So they kind of run them rugged. You could kind of see how tired they were. And
well, that's exactly why I would have made changes. I would have put in, somebody like Kerwin Vargas, who will take players directly in and actually has that pace as well, because after the first 10 to 15 minutes, Red Bulls was gassed.
Oh, 100%.
Right? But I mean, at the end of the day, those subs ended up working out. So, I mean, Lattanzio was right.
Is that like a stepping on their throat approach, Jorge? Like, listen, they're gassed. Let's give them all the gas we can to put in Vargas and stuff. Is that what you meant by that?
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, like we talk about playing possession-based attacking football, right? So the two changes that came in, Derek Jones and Sergio, don't really scream we're about to go for the second goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he just, in my opinion, just kind of shorted up, right?
Yeah,
I mean, instead of attacking.
Andres got something to say. Andres got something to say. Hey, y'all listen. Andres is one of the two best coaches in soccer in all of Belmont, North Carolina. Gastonia can't say. No, Andres.
Well, I think one of the biggest changes I saw in this game was our play in the middle of the field, right? And so TT did a good job there, but Sergio, I think bringing him as a sub was really to solidify that middle of the field. And I feel like, in the Mars system, we didn't really see a Sergio Ruiz that we all expected to see. And I felt like in this game, we got a preview of what he's really capable of and how he can control that middle and help distribute. And when I think about that possibility with Kerwin coming in, I'm super excited for what we have. It's just we have a lot of depth and talent on that team.
Yeah, and when you're saying like control the middle of the field, one of the things that I liked the most was I just feel like they kept the ball on the floor a good part of the game, and that's when they were the most dangerous. And it was funny too, like when we were sitting in the stands, we were just talking about the energy overall in the stadium. Yeah, like as soon as they would get down close, like our whole section would stand up at the same time. Like the whole section, it was like you could just feel it. And when it was quick and fast paced, that got the crowd even more involved, and then it got them even more pumped up.
Yeah. This is a good comment, and it actually is interesting, right? I mean, basically the subs that he did make, they combined and got the second goal, right? So I don't know. It's just funny. I think I was really pleased. What could you say was wrong in the game other than the first 10 minutes?
Just one quick thing about the subs before we get off it. Was again watching the Sergio goal. His assist was the easiest, not easy. I shouldn't say that. The not kicking it the hardest. It was it was just a quick little pass. It was a little like, but he had the brain, and he's in a good place. He's a dad of like a 4-month-old kid now, and everything's going on with Mars, and that's through. And he's just sitting there. He's going da, 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 and all of a sudden he's like, bing, and just easily passes it over. Doesn't take his shot. And it's another pass. I just loved it. It was such a great – it wasn't an assist from like, outside the box or anything far away. It was like hey, we're right here, and I'm just passing it within.
I mean, he definitely could have been greedy and taken the shot. But the pass was the option, and he took it. And obviously
he was so happy. He was so happy. If you look at that from the 5-2 project stuff we have.
Yeah.
Look at his face and fist pumping towards the crowd. There's just such joy on his face.
And it's what we tell our kids all the time. Take the easy pass. There's plenty of opportunities for the golazos and all that stuff. They'll come, but when you have the easy pass, take the easy pass.
Yeah, and the fact that he's able to do that too, and the coach said this in the press conference, keeping the composure right there inside the 6 when he could have shot it. He could have maybe buried it, but he could have hit the post. He could have done anything. And just to have the composure to play that over, and someone just put in the comments, it was a very mature play. I think that's spot on.
Yeah. And this is an interesting take, man. Jorge, I'm going to let you kind of start this one off, man. So you believe Sergio needs to start. I'm glad Bender is getting better. It was a great strike. Eventually, I think Ruiz is better than Bender. Have Bender come on as a super sub later. What is your take on that one?
I don't know, man. I mean, Ben's been playing. I mean, he scored in the last 2 games, so really taking a player who's been scoring for you. Yeah, that's a tough take. It also depends on how we play and what we're trying to do, right? So like I think Sergio is a little bit better of a facilitator than Ben, right? But I think Ben, attacking wise, will give you more, and he's already proven it. He's got the combined. He has the best stats for us: 3 goals and 3 assists. Nobody has contributed more than him this season, and this is his rookie season. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Continue to develop. I mean, if it's a plant that's starting to sprout that well, my gosh, let's keep on watering it. Let's not put it in a shadier spot. Let's put the sun on it.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I say your name right. Zealy, right? So, Zealy, I'm sorry. Yeah, I agree with this comment, right? Because it's, Andre and Rios, man, they had 2 wide open opportunities, and we could have finished this at 4-0, right? And to miss them, like, oh man, like that could have come back and bit us in the ass because it was only 1-0 at the time, I believe, right? And to be that close, and I mean, we scored like the 88th minute or something ridiculous like that to put the nail in the coffin. But yeah, finishing there, man. If that'd been Carroll, I felt like we would have been 3-0 up easy.
Dude, I got a bone to pick with Andre. He embarrassed me, man, because I was talking him up to all my players, right? So we did a big group outing for that game. We had 76 people in our group. We took both teams to the game. We were actually the center flag people.
Damn, no, stop. Bury the lead, why don't you? We had no idea. You brought like all the youth out there and the flag ceremony and stuff.
Yeah, we held the center flag. That was us in that game.
Man, y'all are the best Parks and Rec out there in all of maybe.
Andre set it all up. He is by far the he's the facilitator. He's the stats guy. Basically, what we do is he's got a great soccer mind, and we talk about game plans and different things. And then my job is to ultimately get the kids to understand how to play. But when it comes to this kind of thing, Andres is the man. He set the whole thing up. It was fantastic.
That was great. And also to everyone out there, CLT FC is a great club to get together with. They are so inviting. Everything we've done with them for the most part is great. Just to put that plug in there, y'all come be a part of the family.
Hey, somehow this guy got in the chats too. So if just don't mind him, folks. He's a Lost Miami fan.
Oh, that guy.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah, I had talked Andre up to the kids because he's done a lot of good stuff for us since he came from Colorado, and I was like, look, he's a special player. You got to watch him, and he gets that moment, and I had already pumped him up, and then he just didn't finish. I was like, oh, I just knew he had that.
And Lee and I, we're both behind the goal in the supporter section, so you can see it like as it's coming in, and it's a little distorted but it's like, oh, it's right there. All he has to do is go this way or that way, and both of them went straight to pretty much straight to the keeper. Like, ah!
Yeah, I mean, tell me one thing you think we could have done better in the game, Jorge.
Someone just mentioned it, man. Just the finishing. The finishing was a little bit off. Other than that, I mean, like you really can't ask for much more from a team that has a new coach, right? Yeah. I mean, first game under Lattanzio against a really tough team like Red Bulls. I mean, outside of the finishing, there's stuff that the team still needs to work on, especially in that final third. But I think that's going to come with time. And so, I mean, that's pretty much it. Just the finishing, I would say. Well,
I think we need to get better on our set pieces too, right? Because I still don't feel like we're a threat from the corner, or even free kicks. Right? We'll get some amazing free kicks. We'll get the golazo, that Jordy kicked in, but we had 5 corner kicks in that game. I think the Red Bulls maybe had 2 if they were lucky. We do a great job of getting the opportunities, but it just never feels like we're a threat on the set pieces.
Yeah, although this game, I feel like I remember Corujo got at the end of one of the corners, and then I can't remember. I feel like another one we got at the end. I agree with you that we need to continue to improve it, but I definitely saw some improvement because I forgot what game it was. What game was it, Lee, where we had 7 or 8 corners the first half and none of them were good at all? Right?
Oh,
and
that was Montreal. Was it No, it wasn't Montreal.
I don't remember, but I'm like, bro, it's
Cincinnati, maybe.
We might not even like get a corner kick if we're gonna be so wasteful.
I think it was Cincinnati.
It's like real quick. It's like, who's taking the kick? All right, all of you go that way. I'm gonna kick it, and we're gonna figure it out. If it comes to you, go to the goal, or at least use your head, and then
Yeah. No, I mean, so JT, man, who would be your man of the match?
Well,
Vancouver.
I want to say Bender just because Bender's been sloping, and now to come back, I love that. But I remember in the fan reactions, people were still saying King Kalina, and who said it? I can't remember exactly, but the idea was, it's like if you're not as heard about as much, and someone's like, oh well, he didn't have that many saves comparatively, but still. Someone was saying, maybe it was Jessica who does the WFNZ radio show. She was saying that because she was a keeper, saying that if the keeper is directing the defense properly, it's not about always stopping balls. It's also about telling people, and much more actually, telling people where to go, what he can see, all that kind of stuff, directing traffic, and have Gaines back there and Corujo. And I don't remember who was on the back line, but the idea of I think he did better as a back defense coach, and he also got kicked in the face. Let's not forget that. Because keep driving towards the ball, he literally got kicked in the face, and he got up after a little while and said, "What? What? Hey, all hell, King Kalina."
Yeah. What do you guys think, Andres? Mike? Who would you have picked?
I did like how Bender played a lot. I have to say that first goal when he took that ball out of the air the way he did, he really created. It was a good just individual play to create that goal.
Was that pass even really to him originally?
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
he intercepted that pass.
Yeah, he totally did. But it was still pretty legit the way he cupped it down. But but no, I think really I loved, but ultimately I loved how our keeper played. I really did. And the one thing that I really loved, I think it was in the first half, and I forget whatever play exactly what happened, but he got in the ref's face and ate his ass about something. I forget what
that
it was.
That was after the kick in the face, I think.
Yeah, it might have been right after that. But I thought it just ramped up the intensity. And he's played solid all season. So I would have to say it was probably him for me.
Yeah, I think I might go in a different direction. For me, it's maybe a little controversial, but I think I'm going to say Mackenzie Gaines in the fact that he gave us a threat with his speed. He opened us up in that third. I rewatched the game this morning, and there was a lot of opportunities that he created. Now, some of those crosses I wish weren't directly to the goalie, maybe angled a little bit towards the top of the box a little bit more. But he opened things up for us because his speed created this threat on the outside that they had to contend with. And then all of a sudden, Andre opened up, and then he got opportunities. And then the middle opened up, and then there's Daniel. And so everybody got to be involved. But I think a lot of that started with Mackenzie and his play on that left side.
Yeah, I mean, other than the obvious, right? VAR being the man of the match, basically that penalty.
Oh my God.
Right? And thanks to our top bin 90, or as we know, Jorge Gonzalez was the one that made the change. Yeah, what, man? I think Guzman, to me, man, was man of the match, man. That guy has been just as solid as Kalina all season long, man. He doesn't really put a foot wrong. He gets in, he gets stuck in. he gets dirty. And yeah, man, he's slowly becoming one of my favorite players, I think, and maybe that's just because that's the position back in my day I used to play. But,
Hold on, slowly. I've seen so many videos of you. I've been on these shows, whatever. Slowly, my ass. Maybe you sometimes call him Carujo.
Carujo. Yeah, well, I kind of call. No, we're on a first name basis, man.
Yeah. Carujo, he's holding it down.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. But you've been talking about Carujo Ho for a long time.
I have, man, and I was happy to see Walks get a start, and then even Jan got some minutes, man. I was happy for him. He's been sitting on the sidelines. Hopefully he gets a little bit more playing time, but I think our back line is pretty solid overall, man.
They are.
Yeah.
And that was Jan's first game, wasn't it?
In the MLS, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I believe he started in Greenville. Is that right, Jorge? When we were in the Cup, he started in Greenville, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, against the Triangle.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so super happy that he got his start. And then obviously Jones got his first goal for us. I'm not sure if that was his first goal in the MLS. I'm not even sure. But yeah, overall, before we move on to and start talking about the Columbus game, man, I think I give the boys a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it at that, So,
so I'll say this, from a just total experience, the team, everything. In our groups, we took a lot of people for the very first time to a Charlotte FC game, and almost everyone was already talking about when can they come back. They want to come to another game. I mean, it's infectious. So yeah, I mean, the whole thing, it's definitely a 9.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think the atmosphere for sure, and I think the culture and the direction the team's going to go. For me, just watching it and you could feel it and see it. For me, it was a 10 out of 10. I think overall, I definitely agree. It's like a 9 out of 10. I think, and I can let you speak to it real quick. But you mentioned how we always make these kind of dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
We always have these big mistakes that could cost us. We got away with some, I think.
Yeah, it always feels like we have that one just harebrained, we just turned the brain off for a second mistake today. It was that Corujo and awful collision, right?
Oh yeah, they should have been talking more.
And Kalina taking too long to get rid of the ball too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Andres, because you had 70 kids and some adults obviously there. What were some of the kids saying? I'm always so curious because this is the first year we're building this all together. Like you were saying, they had a great time. What were some of the kids saying? I mean, just from wherever. It doesn't have to be things on the pitch. It could be just the whole experience. What were they loving?
Yeah. So JT, I'm gonna tell you something that's really interesting. So I'm now coaching my younger son. I started with my older son. And one of the biggest changes that we've made as a coach is encouraging the kids to watch more soccer, right? You have all these kids that are playing soccer, but they're not watching it and they're not becoming fans of the game. And so when they get out there, they don't know what good soccer looks like. They don't know how to imitate that. So this was all part of that big push from us to get the kids to watch more soccer. And a lot of kids just went bonkers crazy over the Bender goal. They were really paying attention to that. They loved seeing, the speed of the game. For the kids that got on the field with us, that moment was just super special.
When they came, when all the players came out, they were pumped about that.
They were freaking out to have the players walking by. They were like, "Oh, there's Ben Bender and there's Andre," and so the whole thing.
Well, if you need an extra hand,
how were you feeling seeing him walk by?
Dude, yeah, I was geeking.
Hey, come on,
it was pretty cool.
I was geeking out.
Hart, come on, man, go back to yourself when you were 10. Be like, holy shit.
Oh, I was 10 that. I was 10 that day. I was a 10-year-old kid that day.
Hey, I love it. And this is, everyone out there, this is our team.
Yeah,
our team.
That's right. So if you'd like to join us, hashtag Bender to enter the giveaway. I don't have as many entries as many people are viewing. And also, if you haven't already, hit the sub button for us. That's all we ask. Damn it. All right, man. So what's that?
I was going to say summer break.
Summer break.
People are just hot.
Let's talk about Columbus, man, and the crew, right? What we got to do up there. Jorge, man, start us off, man. We had MLS Gone Wild on your show last night. He was full of knowledge, right? So what do you think we need to do? What should we be concerned about? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, man, I think we need to continue to play with that intensity, right? I think the players have to be up for it. I'd really love to see us stay with that 4-3-3, and be attacking minded. Titi Ortiz is going to have a 10-esque display this weekend for us to win. I mean, they've got one of the best sixes in the league in Darlington Nagbe. I mean, Zelarayan, he's always dangerous. I'm not sure if he's playing this weekend or not. But, I mean, it'll be a tough game. But one of the things that I like about our team now is, man, like, there's definitely competition for a lot of positions, right? I think left back, Mora is solidifying himself. Right back, a fool's kind of pushing Jalen, He started the last 2 games, In that left center back role, if Fuchs isn't there, which looks likely he won't be, we've got Anton Walks there. Maybe Jan can play there as well. In the midfield as well, you've got Sergio who's stepping his game up. You've got Alan Franco, who we haven't even seen recently. You've got Ben, and those that front line of those attackers, bro. You have 8 different options. Well, 7 right now because Vinny's still injured. So it's really interesting. If I was Latanzio trying to shape this team and put out a very good 11, because it's a very competitive team that he has now.
Yeah, which is interesting, right? Because obviously we heard the we're screwed and all this, right? And we've had a couple of players join us for sure, but like these players that were picked throughout the season or before the season started, right? They were set up to be able to play multiple roles and that sort of thing as well. So, I felt like we've had a really good team all along. It's just been the style of play.
Yeah, right. You're seeing that now. Yeah, right. Look, he's bandwagon, man.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. When Mars said we're screwed, you were like, yeah, he's probably right. Now he's like, all along. All along.
Oh my God. All right. So
I got your back, Lee. I got your back.
Okay, philosopher Lee.
Said we were Jorge.
I had a whole I had a whole thought going on, man, and it just got totally sidetracked. Yeah. So, I have no idea where I was going with that, but here we are. I should write this shit down, I guess, right? So,
but no, Lee,
anyway.
I do think you're right. I think we do have a lot more depth than we realized, right? I mean, I remember when we were like, we have no wingers, who's going to be attacking, and now there's hella competition, right? I mean, practice during the week has to be amazing. And so it's exciting to see that, and now once the culture comes together with that talent, it's going to be an exciting brand of soccer.
I think I think we have extreme talent. I think at the end of the day, I think they need to have like that big confidence and know that they can play with anybody. And I think that with the new coach and the culture and the energy, and I think we said it earlier, like it's like a weight lifted off their shoulders. They're just going to play. They're going to play at a higher level,
And this past game, the confidence of this game against the Red Bulls, it's going to be great to take in there.
So one thing that changed for me was, like in the past, I believed we can make playoffs because I thought Miguel could do more with less, right?
Yeah. That's what you were always saying, right?
I have always said that. Before I was like, what? Like,
go ahead.
the one saving grace for Charlotte is we had a coach that was proven to do more with less, right?
In 3 months.
After what he said. But now it switched from that to me actually believing that we have a competitive quality team that has potential to have a playoff game. Think about it. We currently sit 6th in the table, and we've only gotten 1 point away. Imagine if we get slightly better away results. We are going to solidify ourselves as a playoff team.
House money.
So do we get a win Do we get a win Saturday?
Tia. What have I said? This whole season is house money, and now we are beating the house. Knock on wood. I love it. It's like, listen, this is great. It's great all around.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think this weekend. So I've always looked at this team as you got to give them time to get together. I mean, I was just looking today earlier at our transaction history of when we brought players on, right? And we've been bringing players on from January all the way to felt like last week, right? So, I really felt like this team was going to be, the team that we're hoping for around midseason. So we're 15 games in. We're about to hit midseason. And, I think the rest of the MLS needs to pay attention, because the team that's going to be playing the second half of the season, starting with this game, I think we're going to go into Columbus and get our first win. I think, we got to put the MLS on notice.
Yeah. And I think too, we're going to create a lot more offense, I think, going forward too. I know we talked about the finishing, and that's what they're practicing this week. That they're doing finishing drills, but sorry, Jorge, I cut you off there. Go ahead.
Oh, you're good. I was just going to say, and speaking of like the media, bro, where's the national media now that we won? We beat a very competitive Red Bull team after they gave a stick for firing Mar. It was because of Mar. Where are they at? Where's all these big media outlets that were giving a stick for firing our coach? Well, I didn't see anything from them in terms of Charlotte FC and what we actually did.
No, we only get media attention when shit's going or appears to be going south, right?
Hey, where you at?
But yeah, I mean, now, some of those articles that we read and all that, talking about, all this crap that was going on, they could have easily came out and just wrote a follow up and talked about how the team responded and that sort of thing. Because God forbid we get drugged this weekend, right? And we would hear it all day long from the media, I feel like, but I don't know. They just went radio silent.
Oh, you said just drugged? Get drugged? Is that a dragged? Oh, you said drugged.
That's a southern term.
Drugged. Dragged.
I was like, all right, you put behind. You're doing drug. I didn't know, Lee. I just hold on. I need a point of clarification. Sorry.
Yeah, but no, I think we're a playoff bound team, man, for sure. And
oh yeah.
So, and you guys drop them in the comments too. So JT, man, go ahead and give me your score prediction for this weekend.
Well, what I am not concerned about, but what I'm aware of is Columbus Crew has one of the best, as we have established, home field venues for crowd. They've been with it. I'm thinking 2-1 us. 2-1 us.
2-1 us. Okay. All right. Jorge, go ahead, buddy.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I think we'll get our first win, 1-0 by our man Mackenzie Gaines. He'll make up for not scoring the winner against Colorado Rapids a couple of away games ago, and this time come through for us and grab that 1-0 for us. And it'll be our first away win, which is going to be a win that is definitely going to position ourselves to, stay in those playoff spots. Because after that game, we go away to Montreal, and that's going to be a very, very difficult game for us.
Yeah.
Right. All right, you gentlemen down there in the bottom right.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go first.
I think it's going to be 3-1. I think we're going to come out 3-1 us. I think we're going to end up having similar opportunities like we did this last game. I think we're going to create that offense, but I think we're going to be able to finish one of those goals that we blasted right at the keeper. So I think we're going to come out 3-1 on this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1. I don't think we're going to get a clean sheet. I think that's asking a little much on the away game, especially since we haven't won one yet. As long as we don't go down first, I think we'll be all right. So, yeah, I'm going for 2-1, man. That's my
Lee. Hold on, let's do it, Lee. Come on, we can do it. We can make this actually work on Zoom. No, other way. It's hard to do. It's reverse.
There you
go. Get to boom, 2-1. 2-1.
So
yeah, I will say I didn't know too much about the Crew. I did look them up a little bit, and as far as season stats, we're actually really well matched. It's pretty even across the board between both teams. If you look at all the key stats, so it should be a really good game. But I do think that we have this momentum that we're building. I do think we're going to get our first road win. I think for the most of the game, it's going to be like 1-0, and then we'll get one kind of towards the end. But I think we get a goal. I think we get a goal early. We hold that, and then probably around 70th, 80th minute, we get a second one, and I think we win 2-0.
There you go. This is this is an interesting question, right? So we got to prove it's not the new manager bounce. However, we haven't won on the road yet. So, and how long will the new? So if we were to lose this weekend, would we say that the new manager bounce is over with, or do we wait until we come back and play Austin at home?
I guess it all depends on how we lose, right? If the team looks like, doesn't look put together, then yeah, we definitely have to blame the new manager bounce. But if we stay competitive, if we, play our style and we lose, then not that I'm fine with the loss, but like it happens,
Yeah, Columbus is a good team, right? We're all high on the Red Bulls game and excited and stuff, but Columbus is a good team. So I do think that as long as we kind of ride that wave, and especially the confidence, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. This could be the start of a nice little run for us. Other than Montreal, sure. I'm worried about that Montreal game.
Well, we won't get that far ahead, right? So yeah, personally, man, I think we're in good hands with Christian Lattanzio, and I'm excited to see if we play like we did this weekend and we lose this week. I'd still be happy. I liked how quick and better we played.
One thing I want to say though is quick. We've used the word new coach and new man, whatever tonight. Lattanzio has been there longer than almost any coach. He was there before Mar was there. He has experience with some of the best coaches around the world, and also has experience in the MLS. And this is his first, head coach manager position, but he was the one always bringing the players on the field. He knew them, especially what we've heard about, disconnects from communications more than him. So like new coach, I always feel like whenever we use that, it's like, no. This was their closest coach who got promoted. I always want to say promoted coach, promoted to head coach, promoted to whatever, but Lattanzio, he was the closest. He's known the most. He's now the ultimate decision maker, but he's no new coach.
Yeah, and to answer the shipping department's question, I think I'm just going to call him the gaffer from here on out, just because, again, struggle with people's last names. The gaffer. Look it up. Yeah, it's an English term for the manager or whatever.
Like grabbing fish from the ocean that you caught and pull on a boat?
Gaffer. Yes.
Gaffer.
Yeah. Intern wire, yeah. All right. So we got
what? Usually people are saying that about me. What the are you talking about?
If you know what the gaffer means,
it's fine. No. Take it off the rail. But the gaffer?
Yeah.
All right, fine. So be it.
Look, but yeah, gaffer means coach or boss or whatever, right? It's just we trust in the gaffer, man.
I don't think that's flashy enough for JT.
No,
I think we need a little bit more pizzazz.
No, that's what I'm going to call Lattanzio from here on out.
The gaffer to me, growing up on the North Carolina coast, is the person if you're offshore fishing and you're reeling in the fish. There's the first bait and everything. The gaffer is who has the big ass hook on a long pole that actually gets the big ass tuna in the boat.
Yeah, but this is a soccer show talking about
I know, I'm just telling you where I'm coming from. There's other people out there that might think that. Jesus Christ. Can we not have some representation for fans who don't know that much?
Oh, yeah. Fair. That's a fair point. That is a fair point.
And I'm from North Carolina. Y'all brought the team to us. You're bringing all this international knowledge to us. Let me represent the people who don't know shit.
Are you saying North Carolinians don't? That's a.
I'm saying North Carolinians who grew up fishing, and when you say the word gaffer, it means someone that puts a big ass hook and a big ass fish to pull them on the boat.
Yeah, and the more you know with JT, that's right. Look, you got people agreeing with you, JT. Fair.
From here, facts.
We got to workshop that nickname then. We got to get a new one.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we need more. We have no idea where Roscoe is. We have no idea who Roscoe is or anything. And so, anyways, we'll just let that go.
Someone from Gaffney.
I know. Gilmore always comes up with the correct. Right. And just a reminder.
Who the gaffers are in Gaffney.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, that's fair. So as we close out the Columbus segment, right, I just want to say that we will do a live watch along. So they say 7:30 kickoff. I think last time it was like 7:45. So we'll start the show right around like 7:25, 7:30, and we'll just watch the game and talk shit about.
Hell yeah. Come join us.
Yeah. So JT, we're getting you a fishing live stream next, man.
Nice. I love it. I would love that. Man, hey, y'all.
That's funny. Shout out fishing club. I like that.
Lee has started to mute me on the live stream. So if y'all comment enough, it's like you just shut them down. Y'all can do that. But please, please don't.
That's funny. All right, so we're just gonna talk random shit, right, about the MLS or whatever. So there was a couple of comments I want to touch on, right? And the first one was the training location, Top End. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, so it looks like the team is going to be, I don't know, this isn't official yet, but they're probably going to be training at McAlpine for the rest of the season. So
okay,
I'm not sure 100% yet, but it's looking like that's where there'll be, because I mean, they've been bouncing back and forth between, Bank of America and the Matthews Sportsplex. And so as they try to find a permanent home, I think that's where they'll be for the rest of the season, hopefully.
So the Panthers kind of just run them off. Is that what happened?
Yeah, bro. That's what it looks like.
What is McAlpine, though? What facility is McAlpine? I mean, I know McAlpine Park.
It's right close to it.
Yeah, but what is it right now? Is it a training facility for?
I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to go, so
I think it's just a soccer field.
Yeah.
It's flat. There's a goal on that side. There's a goal on that side. There's a ball right here. Y'all.
That's all you need, man. All you need is a couple of shirts and the ball, man. That's it. Worst case, some trees. That's right. So the other thing that was this is a good question. Like, how do we feel about this Apple TV deal? Good for the MLS, you think? I'll let Mike go first.
Yeah, so I've been looking. I'm a tech guy, so I've been looking at this a lot, and so I got, on the one hand, I'm excited for the possibilities of how Apple can push and grow the league, right? I mean, I do think that they're going to be responsible partners, and they're going to go all in on this, right? I mean, it's going to be on every device. It's going to be bundled with everything. They already bundled the Apple TV Plus. I do think that it is a little confusing right now in that, you have to subscribe to Apple TV Plus, and then you might get like the national game, and then you have to add on like an extra $4 or something to get all the games, unless you're a season ticket holder.
Yeah, season ticket holders, they get it included or something, right?
So I think once the dust settles and they start promoting this, I think it's gonna be really cool, especially the blackout thing, that there's no blackouts. You can watch it wherever. I'm hoping that it helps grow the game globally. I mean, not the game, but the league.
Yeah.
But the flip side is I'm kind of bummed about the local broadcast, that we won't have the local broadcast anymore, and that the MLS is taking control of that. And, I understand they want to be more like the NFL, but, I remember being at the kit reveal party, and Eric Krakauer shows up, and he's like, I literally just drove like all day to get here. And he's like moving to Charlotte for this job and stuff. And so I'm like, what's going to happen to those guys? I actually like what they're producing. I watch all the stuff, the Crown Talk videos that they do, so that's the part of it that I'm kind of bummed. But other than that, I'm actually pretty positive on it.
Oh, tell people out there, I barely caught it today, but what is the Apple TV deal?
Basically, Apple is taking over from ESPN Plus and having all the rights to the MLS games in a nutshell.
Starting in 2023?
Next season, yeah. And if you're a season ticket holder, you get it. That's included as a part throughout the MLS. It's not just
on your Android phone.
I'm sorry, no, you can't get it. That's why everybody in here is bitching about. Look,
ain't that some shit?
Well, that's why you get a Apple device. This segment brought to you by Apple.
Hey, listen, I'm not saying don't get it and make fine products, but come on. Well, what? Also, just general. It's the streaming wars right now.
Yeah.
With the whole Hulu, Netflix, Apple, whatever. Good to Andre's point, the good thing is Apple has a shit ton of money. Yeah. And whatever they're going to put that behind, they can back it. They They select their things very carefully.
Yeah, this is a valid point that Michael says, right? Because there has been complaints about this, right? Outside of Charlotte proper, right? It's been hard for people to actually watch the game. Obviously,
That's true.
Yeah.
So, you know, unfortunately, Android users, I don't know if you could jailbreak it or whatever and put some
Well, no,
sort of.
wherever you have the Apple TV app, you'll be able to watch, right? So, like Apple TV app is on Roku. It's on the app itself is on a lot of places. So, it should be pretty.
I haven't used the Droid. Is it? Can you not get the? Can you not get that app on the Droid? What's the?
I think you can. I think you can.
It just looks a lot different.
Now,
Yeah.
I will say one of the things
It's
that
like,
they said.
it's like not an apple, it's a pear, and it's a different color.
Yeah. This is what I always laugh at when I text somebody for the first time. Right, damn green
Yeah,
text
that's it.
bubbles.
Yeah.
One of the things they did say as part of the announcement that was pretty cool was from the local market perspective, they can still have kind of the local radio broadcast. And when you're watching the game through the app, you can actually change the audio to be your team's local radio broadcast and watch it with that audio, which would be pretty cool.
So yeah, Lee, we need to talk to old Willie P and stuff and figure out what's going. Because if this just came out, and
Yeah, but they're just radio, right?
yeah, but that's what Andres is saying. It's
Sorry,
saying
James.
that Apple TV is doing what we've had the problem with, which is syncing up. So if we're doing a watch along,
Yeah.
if we're both on Apple TV, you can choose Apple TV, which you used to be able to do back in the day with antenna TV and radio. I remember that with, like the ACC tournament, which is turning on the radio, turning down the television volume, and having it sync up. So you're going to have a choice that if you want to hear, this is what I'm understanding, WFNZ and Jessica Charman and Willie P calling the game while it's actually happening on Apple TV or then the Apple TV, whatever, we can do that. So I don't know, man. Pros and cons. You got to check that list.
Yeah,
So a pro.
to Kyle's question, I think they get a couple of extra million a year. I forget what it is. I don't think it's going to affect the salary cap per se, but it definitely will help maybe a couple of DPs and that kind of stuff, right?
It'll definitely. I think what it'll definitely do is have the MLS kind of look at the structure of how they're doing things in terms of salary budgets, in terms of only. I mean, if you look at it, Seattle Sounders next year could potentially play 5 different tournaments, right? We've
and
got.
the depth,
We have to
man.
play 5 different tournaments with only 20 senior roster slots. Like, they'll be able to compete maybe in 1, right? And so stuff like this, like, hopefully it helps MLS evaluate what they're doing because we need to stay competitive, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the things. If you want to see growth in this league, right, you have to increase some things.
But speaking of growth, this again makes that access global. And you think about younger players now, they're all tech heads, they're all on their phones, right? And if they have easy access to watch these MLS games and have that exposure, I mean, I started watching more Premier League because it became easier to watch, right?
Until it wasn't easy to watch.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Hey,
good.
it was great. And what's that?
It wasn't easy to watch because you're a Spurs fan.
No. Oh, nice dig.
Oof.
But to that point, I'm sure it's going to be easy to watch for a little bit. For some people, for the next 5 years, it's going to be up and down, up and down.
No.
I just need a moment, man.
How
Jorge's comment really stung, man. No, that was good. I've got for once I have no sort of banter back at him, man.
He's a Liverpool fan, right? So he's in second place. So
Yeah, but he's also an Argentina fan, a Honduras fan,
yeah.
a Brazilian fan, a Germany fan, a Real Madrid.
man, I'm trying to
fan,
help you out,
a
Lee. I'm
fan,
trying to help you out.
PSG fan. Yeah, what I'm saying is he just pulls for anybody, so he's guaranteed to win. So
The one
yeah,
to my Liverpool
I really
fan.
was. I was hurting, man. That one got me. That's because I went after West Ham on Twitter earlier. That's only because the West Ham folks jumped in there and talked about how we haven't won any trophies. Anyways, so with that being said, right, if you guys want to enter the giveaway, which is the Bender picture, type hashtag Bender. If you're new to the show, we appreciate it if you hit the hit the subscribe button for us, and I'll give everybody about a minute, and then we'll go ahead and do the drawing. So
damn Jorge done shook Lee. Lee still shook. He's
I
like,
have-
I hit the sub hashtag.
I walked right into it. I
Oh,
set
man,
him
that
up.
was one of the
I never
best-
set him up.
Best burn on
It's always, it was as easy as Salah missing a penalty.
Oh.
Hey, at least we're in the Champions
You know
League.
which one he didn't miss? The one against Spurs in the final.
That's because y'all cheating. Guys.
I think I'm the only one. I know in this group, but I'm a huge Bayern Munich fan. But like every time we're always going back and forth. Like he's like Man City. I'm like, no, Bayern Munich. But it's like I feel like I'm the only one usually that likes anyone in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Ever.
Everybody else is EPL.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do the giveaway real quick, and let's see who is going to
Give
be
it
our
away, give it
winner.
away, give it away now.
Yeah.
Give it away, give it away now.
All right, so here we go. Here we go.
35 entries.
Here we go.
Oh.
Ernesto,
Ernesto.
congratulations, my man. Congratulations on winning. If you want to reach out to us on whatever social you follow us on, we'd be more than happy to get you in contact with Adam, who's always been gracious to us to give these away on our show, and he has some great stuff. So yeah, congratulations there.
Jorge,
So with
Jorge's
that,
excited for Ernesto too. Jorge is busy. Jorge is on the beat like no one else, y'all. So trust me, Ernesto, he was stoked for you as well, man.
Yeah.
That's
Jorge
it.
was breaking news right in that moment. He was,
I know,
he was
right?
working on breaking news.
he was.
He's like,
So with
Adam
that being
Schefter-
said,
Adam Schefter on ESPN and stuff is like, yeah. Hold on. He was one just texted me and said,
Yeah.
all right, you done, JT? Good.
listen. I usually have Thursdays off. I'm not going to get into it, but this is kind of
Yeah.
like my Friday night, and I'm about to get into it.
So about these hats, Brian, there was only like 2 ever made, man. I may have one floating around somewhere. Maybe
Well, the true problem with the hats is that we're using a certain logo exactly.
yeah, the old logo. We got kind of warned
So
about
we
the
got-
logo.
but nonetheless, we're allowed to bring it out. I guess somewhat. We'll see how copyright works on that. But
Yeah. And so Teddy, I'm not ignoring you, buddy. I saw this comment, man. I'm just not going to go there. Apparently the supporters groups have worked everything out with the fire department. So, I think that'd be okay. There was some aggro right on Saturday because some people snuck in smoke bombs they wasn't supposed to. Then we had a second TIFO going up. The fire department shut it down and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So
we
with
had
that being said, Andres and Mike, man, if you want to let people know how they can find you, follow you, and all that kind of jazz.
Are you even on social media?
now,
On
if,
Facebook, that's about all I got.
if someone's in Belmont and they have a child, how do they come play for you since you're the best coaches?
Belmont Parks and Rec. We'll start the next season in August. So just go to Belmont Parks and Rec, sign up, and ask for the best Parks and Rec coaches in Belmont.
They'll know who to bring them to for sure.
Yeah, and to Michael's point, it wasn't the fire department, right? It was the fans that kind of got their crap through security. So, anyways, Top Ben, how can people find you, man?
You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Top90. You can find me on TikTok at Real Top Ben 90, and our website is up. We had an awesome TIFO article go out yesterday.
Yeah, it was so good.
Appreciate that, and then we have another. Brian is also working on a fire article that we want to drop Friday, and so we got a lot of great things happening. So I'm really excited about the future of Top Ben 90 and where we can take it. And so we want to do like pieces like yesterday too to highlight fans as well, because we got a lot of good people in Charlotte, and people need to know more about them.
Yeah, and we need 100 people to hit that website 10 times a day, right, Jorge?
That's it. Yeah, that way I can go to sponsors and be like, "Yo, listen, give me some money so I can spend more time covering Charlotte."
Nonetheless, I mean, we say for the fans, by the fans, but Jorge and we've been down since day one. We're day one, so hey, the family all together, man. So yeah, y'all hit up that website.
That's what's up. And to answer this question, no, it wasn't the purple smoke thing when we score a goal. That's done by the club or the stadium people. So no, that's not it. And also, any recommendations for a goalkeeper clinic for under 10?
So this is actually interesting. So my son plays he plays now for Gaston Strikers, which is a club team. We just did a thing with Belmont Abbey, where the Belmont Abbey guys are coming to coach, but we actually just did a thing where they're going to bring coaches from Charlotte FC, some of the backup goalies, and they're going to come and train with the kids here in Gastonia. So my point with that is I think Charlotte FC is doing something with goalie clinics because they're coming out our way. And I know Belmont Abbey College in Belmont, they do some goalie clinics too.
Yeah, I know 2 guys who do one-on-one goalie training. So for kids. So yeah, hit up Lee and Lee can pass your information to me.
That's right. I can do that for sure. JT, man, any closing thoughts?
Just to say, I've had a hell of a good time tonight. I've talked a little too much, and I can't wait for our next game. Tune in Saturday.
And that's it.
Andres and Mike, and I obviously always Top Ben or Jorge Top Ben Gonzalez.
And like I said, if you're new to the show, we appreciate it if you hit the sub button. We do live shows every Wednesday. This Saturday, we're going to be doing the watch along about 7:25, 7:30ish, where we'll go live. Fan reactions, you can find us outside the LED entrance after every home game. And, we're all over the socials at COTFC Fan TV. So with that being said, we appreciate everybody tuning in. To the winner, Ernesto, congratulations. Reach out, and I'll get you in contact with Adam, Andreas, Mike. Appreciate you guys showing up tonight.
Thanks for having us. This is awesome.
Thank you.
Anytime, man. Jorge, love you, man. We know. And with that, JT, I love you too, man.
I was going to say, why'd you say
No. You didn't give me a chance. I love you, JT. I love you.